Made the merge. Feeling pretty good. Pretty good about making the merge. This is really what I wanted. I want a spot on the jury, and I'm pretty damn sure I'm going to get one. If it didn't already happen, it'll be one more, and then I'll be there. Hopefully, just one more. If it's two more, I'm going to be upset, but I'll make the jury, I think. Okay, so the merge happened, and obviously there was a whirlwind of conversation with whom exactly you'd expect there to be conversation with. I don't. Okay. Trying to remember if anybody reached out to me first. It was just a frenzy. A lot of people were reaching out to a lot of people. But we have some developments to consider. First off, Haschel is exactly as I hoped he'd be. Haschel is wonderful. Huge fan of the show. We got off like gangbusters, talked like crazy, and he did assure me that out of everyone he had just met tonight, I made the best impression on him. And he said, like, all gameplay aside. And I told him same, and I meant it. So I am very fond of Haschel. We also exchanged some meatballs. I asked him if I could. I asked him if I could serve him a meatball, and in return he could serve me one. The meatball that I served to Haschel was. I asked why. Why was it Toaster over Jose for the boot? And he answered, and I believe he answered honestly, in that Toaster was lockstep and didn't want to talk as much. Jose did. Yup. Like, that certainly tracks. I think Haschel recognizes, like I do, that this is a game that we want to play and have fun with. Haschel asked me, I believe, a spicier meatball, in that he asked me, would Tribal have been easy for us had we lost chess? I gave a semi-hedgy answer, but probably gave up a little bit more information than I ordinarily would, partially because Haschel is charming, but also, again, I just like to play and I like to talk, so whatever. I said yes. At least it felt that way at the time. That, we did have the numbers, and it was going to either be Merc or Blaze, and I said Merc is the smarter choice. Certainly more strategic and more robust as a player. And he said, well, I understand. And then I told him we weren't interested in making the smarter choice. To which, he laughed and enjoyed that. And it's the truth. I think Blaze was the easy vote had we lost. Probably where the vote goes. It's possible it could have been chaos if something weird happened, but I don't think we were getting Drake to flip. It just didn't seem like it was going to happen. So, we got off real well. Spokes reached out. We had a nice little reunion chat. Here's a nice thing that happened. Totally unprompted, Spokes just threw out Blaze's name. I don't believe that for a fucking second, but at least he did something. I can't see how and why Spokes would be willing to just sell Blaze down the river right away. It doesn't make sense. Maybe that way the votes get directed towards one player and they can play an advantage. I mean, like, I get it. Spokes doesn't necessarily think it would be smart for him to name one of our players, but the fact that he just, like, floated one out there right away is suspect, but it was cool. I'm glad that it was a move that, he made and did, so that's kind of nice. Beyond that, we have some things of concern. So, something just surfaced. A note that Taste was shown by Jose, that Jose claims Toaster showed him, which apparently was found when Toaster interacted with the flag, and that note said Taste was here. There's a lot of really curious things about that. So we have something that has arrived to my doorstep by 3 degrees of separation, right? So Toaster saw something, told Jose about it, Jose told Taste about it. The only ripple and then Taste told me. The only ripple that I fully don't doubt is Taste telling me. Taste told me, and I believe fully that did happen. Now, what did Jose really see or do? Did Toaster really say or do? I don't know. Here's why it's weird. As far as I can tell, the clue that Toaster found behind the flag was a specific set of numbers. Those numbers were not taken by Taste, but were taken by me. And then I found the idol. So why, if that note is real, did it not say Chili is here? Or Chili was here, whatever. It shouldn't have been Taste. The note reads to me like a bluff, which is weird. It seems incredibly unlikely that Toaster would play that bluff. So is it Jose, or is something wonky going on inside the game that Taste was singled out with a flag clue? It's odd. It's really odd. Certainly going to be worth thinking about. But the point of it is, it seems like Jose may not have my full trust right now. Like, honestly, I'd probably go for Merck right now over Jose. Merck has been, as far as I can tell, incredibly straight with me and has talked a lot more to me. Um, Jose had to do some squirrely shit over there to survive. The story that he's telling about Sally flipping to save Bunny and to to vote out Toaster. It certainly makes Sally look bad, and guess what? Sally doesn't talk. But the thing is, Jose knows that Sally doesn't talk. So, look, Sally has not, so far as I've seen, claimed that he actually did that. It's really just down to how oily is Jose as a player. He's the big mystery right now for me. Almost entirely, yeah, it is really. I just have to figure out what I think about Jose. That points me for the rest of, the merge, at least as far as I can tell, will set me up for how I want to act and be. Do I trust Jose? Don't I trust Jose? Is he telling a line of shit? Or is he being honest? Really hard to tell. I don't know what happened on the other side of things. God, I wish I could get that information from Sally. And maybe that's who I'm going to have to talk to. It's interesting, though. It's really, really interesting. Got a lot to think about. It was, just as you would hope a merge would be, very frenetic. I enjoyed every second of it. Just alliance chats pinging every second, personal chats pinging every second, lots of back and forth, high energy. As far as I can tell, I had to make a single mistake. I didn't post in any wrong alliance thing, so that was great, because goodness, that felt really possible. But the merge is live. We are going, and I'm hopeful. I think, look, the biggest priority for me, honestly, is continuing to just cut dead weight, cut the players who I don't think are being as engaging. The truth of the matter is, I think the two players who seem to be the least engaging have been Drake and Sally. Look, I like you, Drake, you're nice, but you're not really playing. And I don't really... In fact, Drake right now is probably the second to last person strategically that I should be voting for. I believe she is lockstep with me and will pretty much vote whichever direction Taste and I say we should vote. I don't think her vote is for sale. I think it's just with us. Chaos is kind of similar. I don't think, he's up to much. But again, it's a number. So it's really tough to, have people who are numbers and people who are players. And for the sake of the game, I want to keep the players around. But for my sake, I want to stick around as long as possible. And cutting out the dead weight, I think, kind of ensures that I do. So, tough call. Lots of tough calls. I'm not entirely sure how I want to play from here. The big questions that remain for me are, what is my stance on Jose? How much of Jose's stuff do I believe? Am I more interested in playing with competitors or making a deep run? And I suppose I have to really think about where Merc is in all of this, too. I need to think about Merc more critically than I have been. I'm inclined to give Merc some good grace. I really like Merc. I played Mafia with Merc for a long time. So there's a lot to think about there. I'm going to do my best to try to keep these videos a bit shorter, but there's been a lot to say. So I'm talking more. And hey, if you don't want to watch them, just don't watch them. It's fine. But anyhow, yeah, Merge. Merge is good. Merge is very good, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Here's hoping the auction is soon. I really want to do the auction, because that would be great. If there is an auction this season, I hope there is one. That would be a lot of fun. So yeah, stay tuned. It's good to be alive. Yeah.